You talk about mega beefs. I don't know the details of this at all, but did you have some beef with Anthony Cumia at one point? I don't know if that's what you were circling around to when you were talking about.
You know that we did.
I know. I mean, I don't know. I really, honestly, don't know the details. I honestly don't.
Yeah. I mean, we're friends now, but yeah, we got into it. We got into a real heavy thing. And I've said to him several times since, privately and publicly on his show, hey, man, my biggest regret was that I didn't air my grievance with you person to person. We were friends, man. And I chose to air my grievance on the Joe Rogan show, which was stupid for a lot of reasons. Not just stupid because of not acting appropriately with a friend. You know what I mean? But it was self-destructive for me. It was like, why would you use this opportunity to get personal about something? Use this opportunity to have a good time and to celebrate this opportunity. This is what I mean. You get caught up in this shit and you start to think, I need to make a move. Something needs to be done. You know, and I've explained to Anthony, again, privately and publicly, like when that went down, I was going through a really, really, really bad time. My aunt had just died. She was like a second mother to me. And I woke up that day and I was getting a bunch of shit online. And I went and I said some shit publicly. And I should have just called him and said, hey, dude, you know, I'm upset about X, Y, and Z. And if I don't have a right to be, then I don't have a right to be. But I'm just letting you know, man. And I didn't do that. It was a mistake. It was a mistake. That's a moment in my life where I slipped on some SJW shoes for 5 minutes. and I don't like that I did that because I think that's just not the way you handle your business. But no, you know, nobody's perfect. We make fucking mistakes, you know? And Anthony in turn has said to me privately and publicly, hey dude, I shouldn't have lumped you in with everybody that I lumped you in. And I shouldn't have done that. We've exchanged, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was growth. That was a huge growth moment for me in my life. And I don't know if, I think he knows, because I think I've expressed it to him, but I don't know if he fully realizes how crazily that was growth on a human level that I have not experienced a lot of. When two guys can have a feud like that, that's that ugly and that public for that long. I mean, it went on for 2 years, you know.
2 years.
It went on for, I think, 2 years. I think about 2 years it went on for. Maybe a year and a half. At least a year and a half. It went on.
Just over Joe Rogan? Just over what you said on that show?
Yeah, because it was connected to Anthony getting fired. It was, you know, it was ugly. It was a really ugly time. And for two dudes to come together a year and a half later and talk and just be like, hey, dude, I'm sorry. This is stupid. Like, I don't know how the fuck it got here. I love you, dude. Like, we've been through a lot together, man.
That's
like,
very mature.
Friends, man. It honestly felt like it felt like when rap beef gets settled. That's what it felt like, you know, because rappers are going on their records and they'll say outlandish shit about each other. You know what I mean?
You had a rap beef.
Yeah. You know, NWA told Ice Cube they were going to cut his head off and fuck him with a broomstick.
That's pretty intense.
Yeah. So when you see them together, you know, at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductions, and they're
okay, they worked it out.
Like, you know what I mean? So that's why it never really fazed me, because I was like, yeah, we said some terrible shit, but you can do that and then go, hey man, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And get over it. It's one of the reasons I love the movie Good Night and Good Luck so much, is because when the movie about the biopic about Edward R. Murrow, because Joseph McCarthy went after Murrow and said, didn't you write the introduction to this man's book who's a communist or whatever? And Edward R. Murrow went on to this TV show, and he goes, yes, I did write the introduction to his book. But unlike you, Mr. McCarthy, I do not define people's values by their political persuasions that I disagree or agree with. He was like, he has a completely different political agenda than I do, but he's a man that I respect and I like as a friend. And that, I felt like in certain ways reflected what me and Anthony making up. And in ways with other friends of mine, I've had fucking screaming matches with friends of mine over politics, over social stuff, over COVID shit, over whatever, where you don't talk for a month, 2 months, whatever it is. And when you talk again, you both come at it at the end. If you're real friends, you come at it at the angle of, hey man, that was stupid, dude. I love you. And like, this is, and ultimately this doesn't matter. This doesn't, Corinne and I had one. Corinne walked off the show one night. We got into a fight so bad about abortion.
Oh, wow. On the podcast?
Yeah. And,
wow.
And we made up. We made up and we talked it out. And it was like, Corinne, here's where I was coming from. I misrepresented it. Corinne was like, here's where I was coming from. You know what I mean? And we talked it out and we were cool after that. And that was fine. It's like, that's what people, that was the whole purpose of that show, by the way. So it's like, that's what people need to be able to do. So that moment with me and Anthony making up, it's why I still get so, upset's not the right word, but it's why I tend to get a little defensive when people bring it up to me. Not the way you brought it up to me, but like people will still come up to me here and there and be like, oh, DeRosa, what are your black friends going to think? Oh, I saw you on Cumia. You know what I mean? And they'll start bringing up all, and I'm like, bro, how many times publicly do I have to say with him sitting next to me?
Have to ever say it.
Yeah, that we squashed it like men. And I fucked up and we fucked up and we're over it. You say shit sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I just feel like we're so far removed from that.
Just kind of working shit out, working problems out, having a discourse. It's like, oh, I got unfriended over last year. It was like over the quar. A friend of mine completely unfriended me, like in real life, over a tweet I made about miscarriage. It was really a tweet about Chrissy Teigen's whatever, like fake, real, whatever, miscarriage. It was ultimately kind of just about my mom, but she was determined to take it personally, and we haven't talked since. So it's like, and you know, I'm sure I'll lose more friends over. And that's the thing. If you're a friend that can be lost over a tweet or a joke, like, yeah, man, you were hanging on by a thread to begin with.
It's wild shit, man. It's wild shit. And you know it's a real friendship by how fast you can start laughing again.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like, are you people that are looking to make peace, or are you looking to make a conflict? And
I'll tell a beautiful thing, a nice thing. Sorry, I had to be so dramatic. I'll tell a beautiful thing.
Tell a beautiful thing.
Yeah, no, I'll tell a nice thing. I remember, so Anthony and I, excuse me, we would always do this thing on the holidays where we've talked about it on the show a lot. We do dice text. So on a holiday, we text each other. All caps means it's dice voice, Andrew Clay voice. And then, so we do it on holidays. So it's like, if it's Christmas, it's like dice jokes. You know, it's like, Merry fucking Christmas. Come open my package, you fucking cunt. You know, like whatever. So we made up, and I think it was October, if I remember correctly. And it was later October. It was
2020?
No. This was like 2017.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been cool for a long time now, which is awesome because I love hanging out with him and I love drinking with him. I laugh really fucking hard with that guy.
He's so funny.
Yeah. But anyway, he sent me. I think actually we made up in November because I remember I had a friend visiting for Thanksgiving, and this was like right after I'd talked to him, maybe 2 weeks. So it must have been November. And I got a text. It was on Thanksgiving Day, and I went and grabbed my phone because it was charging. and I came out of my bedroom with my phone. I go, all right, man, me and Cumia are officially cool because I just got the Dice Thanksgiving text, and I was like, all right, we're like,
you're back.
We're like totally good. Yeah. So, and you know, we've been cool ever since. And you know, unfortunately, I can't say the same for a lot of people that I've known over the years. And I got to tell you honestly too, and this is what's so confusing to me. The people I was able to do it with less were on the more liberal side of things, which I never quite understood.
Less forgiving. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I found with my friends too.